Good evening or afternoon or whatever time of day it is. Welcome aboard MSFS A320. Just been updated by Fenix. A huge list of updates, mainly to do with the flight model, and just basically coming into an RNAV approach at Chandra Bose International Airport in okay, what's that? What in the actual bejeebus is that? Gear's already down. I just set flaps 1, and as I set flaps 1, we had a huge nose-up pitch. Okay, here comes a glide path, so I'm going to reduce that pitch slightly. There we go, we've got about 8 miles to go. Sunrise in India, just so you're aware. Not quite sure what that was earlier, just now. Just going to quickly check my arrival METAR. 2505, QNH is 1009. Alright, we're set up now. RNAV approach. Runway 19 right at Kalkota. There's flaps 2, let's see what happens. Okay, we get drag, we see an increase in lift, that's the ballooning effect, the pitch doesn't change, and that's now slowly adjusting back down. Okay, that's realistic glide path behaviour. I think, gear down, spoilers armed, flaps. Once we're below 160, I'll set flaps 3. Signs on, runway lights, land lights all on. There's 160, flaps 3. Again, we see a reduction in vertical speed, no change in pitch. We lose the glide path slightly to low, and then we readjust the vertical speed there, so that's good. So that's all behaving relatively fair. We'll set flaps 4 now and see what happens there. Again, we see a reduction in vertical speed. We slightly go above glide path, and then the aircraft readjusts. That's, I think, quite realistic. Decision altitude 282, so I'm going to set that in here. Oh, I got the runway in sight, just starting to see the leading lights. In terms of the joystick profile, I'm currently using the heavy stick, or the realistic stick, turned on, as I found it actually holds the pitch better, so that it's got better auto trimming feeling compared to the standard stick.
$500.
You're incorrect weather by a fair bit there, because we just had to
100 above. Minimum.
Okay, there we go, I'm going to keep 800 feet per minute.
$100. 50. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Gotcha. So flare mode works. It only comes in during the last 50 feet or so, and you'll basically feel the stick will need constant back pressure. Before that, the stick will basically adjust the pitch of the aircraft almost. Basically, you pitch it to the where you want it to be, and then you can basically slowly return the stick to neutral, and the aircraft will stay trimmed in that position. So auto trim is fine. But yes, as we get into the flare regime, that changes and it's noticeable, which I actually quite like. Okay, right here. So all of the flaps are working. I'm not quite sure what was going on with that intercept, but I think that's because what we did is, it was my fault really. I was actually above the profile, intercepting it from above, and I think it freaked out. So that will be something I want to test again. But once actually on final lap and properly established, it seemed to work okay. Definitely enjoy the new flaps not doing anything funny. The landing, obviously, that was a lot better than what I've been previously capable of with Fenix. Unfortunately, I wasn't actually recording for land or anything for the landing rate, but the flares, it felt a lot more natural. I had to pitch up, I had to keep pitching up, and then even though I kept pitching up, I was still losing energy, so eventually it slowed down, and the landing occurred without ridiculous landing rate. Well, it didn't seem ridiculous in any case. And it feels a lot more recoverable from more difficult. So when you used to come in, if you came in with more than 700 feet per minute and tried to flare, you would not recover it below about 400 or 500 feet per minute. Whereas now, if you come in with slightly more, you just start your flare a bit early, maybe at 50 rather than 40, 30, and the aircraft actually responds appropriately, I think. So yeah, definitely an improvement. Right, there you go. So that's the... That was an RNAV approach, but following a glide path works fine. Flare looks lovely. Flare is now lovely. And I have tried it at Paro, and in fact I will do that tomorrow. I'll fly back to Paro and see how the banking characteristics are, because that was actually a major problem for me. I found every time I tried to do a circle to land style approach, it would always be speed, 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 etc. Which you don't want to hear, and also it would occasionally call full wing stalls, which is where the wing basically drops and overstresses the aircraft, ends the flight. Not very fun, but hopefully that is all fixed now. Definitely feels a lot better in landing.